We've just published our Media in Focus report. We surveyed 189 senior participants in the media industry in Australia, the US, the UK, Hong Kong and Singapore, and asked them what the challenges they were facing and what strategic issues they thought were coming up over the next few years. Our top three findings were that the media remains quite challenged by economic circumstances, and that means in part a challenge to advertising revenues. 92% of Australian respondents were very concerned with the regulatory structure in Australia, and intellectual property issues, so content protection and copyright infringement, ranked about in the middle of concerns for all respondents across the world.
And Andrew, what recommendations would you make to government based on these findings?
One of the really interesting aspects of the report and the findings were that investors held a different range of concerns to industry participants. Investors were very concerned about declining audience sizes. They were also worried about access to premium content, and they had a higher degree of concern about IP protection. But most interestingly and relevant for the government is that approximately half of the investor community felt that the uneven and uncertain regulatory structures that apply in Australia were a barrier to investment. They felt that they were either very or extremely challenging. So in terms of encouraging new investment in the media industry and trying to support some of the government's underlying policy objectives, like maintaining diversity of voices, if that's going to be based on new investment, then it appears that the government really does need to address the growing concerns about Australia's regulatory structure.
Some really interesting findings. Thanks so much for sharing them with us.
You're welcome.